Okay, so I have me the Audio Technica ADX7000. This is Audio Technica's newest flagship headphone. It comes in at 3,500 USD or 4,800 Canadian, and it's releasing on October 31st. There's a lot I want to tell you about this because there is some really interesting stuff here. So first off, the build quality is very similar to the other Audio Technica flagships. It's mostly made out of plastic and a bit of metal pieces for rigidity. It's very, very light at 200 grams, so it's extremely comfortable on my head. It's just the right amount of clamping force for me. So good pressure, but not too strong like it's squeezing my head in a vice grip. In terms of the driver setup here, so it is a dynamic driver headphone, but what's interesting about the driver is that they're using a sort of new driver process where all the damping on this driver is done at the voice coil level, so there's no damping elsewhere at all. So it definitely feels like you're getting as much explosiveness as possible with this headphone, and that's how I hear it as well when I listen to it, right? Because of its open nature, the soundstage on this is quite wide. The staging is really nice on this headphone. You get that really nice staging presentation. I'm not gonna say you get speaker-like presentation because that's a way exaggeration, but yeah, it's definitely, if you really chase that sort of soundstage type of thing, this headphone does it very, very well because of its openness. In terms of its sound, and really quickly, it comes with two different types of pads. So on here are these Alcantara pads, and it comes also in a box of this velvet pads. I believe the velvet pads are the stock pads because these make this headphone sound a lot more neutral. It's a lot more even keeled. You don't get a big bassy response. You don't get a really overly shouty mid-range. It's very, very even keeled. The one spot that I did have some issue with is in that mid-treble region, where this is definitely a bit of a brighter headphone, right? There is definitely some explosiveness in that region because of the lack of damping, which for me was maybe a bit hot. So if you're treble sensitive, this might not be the headphone for you. But if you're not, that explosiveness is really nice, not just in the treble region, but also in the mid-bass punch that you get with this headphone, despite it being more of a neutral tuning. But I personally prefer the Alcantara pads here because these Alcantara pads really warms up the sound. It adds a bit more of a V-shaped tuning to it, and it shifts some of that treble peaks down to areas where I had some issues with. It just sort of changes those places. So, and both of these tunings are really, really nicely done. Like I said, I really do prefer these Alcantara pads. It adds a lot more satisfaction in the bass bump and energy and warmth to it that, yeah, it's just really fun to listen to. It's really fun to get. It's just really enjoyable on these pads. And like I said, the energy and the dynamism is really surprising what you can get from an open back. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased about this. I thought it would be like $5,000, and I was really afraid that it would be that expensive, but it's not. So yeah, great headphone. I definitely think it's worthy of a flagship name.